Good morning, Masters. Chapter 2, Breath Exercises. A note on the chants and meditations used in this book. As my ability as a clairvoyant and medium opened up, I found that I would often hear chants in response to my clients' questions of how to effect change in their lives. Over the years, I have recognized that these chants come from the angelic realm for the specific purpose of helping people help themselves. They are structured around the principle that the vowel sounds A, E, I, O, U expand, stimulate, or focus the chakras, while the consonants direct and shape their energies. The chants included in this book are the ones I have found to be the most effective. I have also created the meditations in this book from my years observing the chakra system. I have carefully studied the effect that certain breathing exercises and techniques have on the energy system, and have put together the ones I have found most useful in my work with spirit babies. The Rainbow Meditation. I believe that the decision to have a child should be consciously embraced. Sometimes it can be difficult to know our own true feelings and to get clear on such an important decision. This first meditation is one that helps clear out your chakra system and aura so that you can find that quiet place inside and decide what you want for your life. The meditation uses color to help you create a balanced energy system and a fresh perspective on your life. It's called the Rainbow Meditation. Sit with your spine straight and your feet flat on the floor. Close your eyes and listen to your breath for a few minutes. Let nothing occupy your mind except the sound of your breath. Fold your hands palm to palm. Imagine with your inhalation that you're pulling a red energy up through each of the soles of your feet, up each of your legs to the first chakra located at the tip of your spine. As you finish your inhalation, let both streams of red energy meet there. As you exhale, let the stream of energy that came up your right leg go down your left, and the stream of energy that came up your left leg go down your right. Repeat this until you are ready to move on to the next chakra. Next, imagine with your inhalation that you're pulling an orange energy up through the soles of your feet, up your legs to the second chakra, located about 2 inches under your navel. As you finish your inhalation, let both streams of orange energy meet there. As you exhale, let the stream of energy that came up your right leg go down your left, and the stream of energy that came up your left leg go down your right. Repeat this until you are ready to move on to the next chakra. Next, imagine with your inhalation that you're pulling a yellow energy up through the soles of your feet, up your legs to the third chakra located at your solar plexus. As you finish your inhalation, let both streams of yellow energy meet there. As you exhale, let the stream of energy that came up your right leg go down your left, and the stream of energy that came up your left leg go down your right. Repeat this until you are ready to move on to the next chakra. Next, imagine with your inhalation that you're pulling a green energy up through the soles of your feet, up your legs to the fourth chakra located in the center of your chest. As you finish your inhalation, let both streams of green energy meet there. As you exhale, let the stream of energy that came up your right leg go down your left, and the stream of energy that came up your left leg go down your right. Repeat this until you are ready to move on to the next chakra. Next, imagine with your inhalation that you're pulling a blue energy up through the soles of your feet, up your legs to the fifth chakra located at the center of your throat. As you finish your inhalation, let both streams of blue energy meet there. As you exhale, let the stream of energy that came up your right leg go down your left, and the stream of energy that came up your left leg go down your right. Repeat this until you are ready to move on to the next chakra. Next, imagine with your inhalation that you are pulling a purple energy up through the soles of your feet, up your legs to the sixth chakra, located in the center of your forehead. As you finish your inhalation, let both streams of purple energy meet there. As you exhale, let the stream of energy that came up your right leg go down your left, and the stream of energy that came up your left leg go down your right. Repeat this until you're ready to move on to the next chakra. Next, imagine with your inhalation that you're pulling a white energy up through your soles of your feet, up your legs, to the seventh chakra located at the crown of your head. As you finish your inhalation, let both streams of white energy meet there. As you exhale, let the stream of energy that came up your right leg go down your left, and the stream of energy that came up your left leg go down your right. Repeat this until you feel complete with it. Now just relax and breathe, letting the colors continue to blend on their own. If you feel adventurous, you can try to breathe all 7 colors into their individual chakras all at once, allowing your energy system to appear like a rainbow. Calling a spirit baby. Calling a spirit baby is not that difficult. There are many spirits who need to find parents and will respond to an individual or couple's sincere love intention to having a child. The following chant is one that I have found most effective for calling spirit babies. It opens up the fourth or heart chakra in the center of the chest and creates an energy of unconditional love and connection. This is an excellent chant for bonding with a spirit baby and can be used by anyone interested in having a child. Sit next to your partner and hold hands. Omit this step if you are doing this meditation on your own. It is not necessary to do this meditation with a partner. Close your eyes, touch your hand to the center of your chest, and bring your focus there. Take a few moments and listen to your breathing. This is an act of self-acceptance that stimulates the energy of the heart chakra. Begin to chant O na me a sa na cha o ne a. As you chant, try to imagine the sound flowing out of the center of your chest and calling to your spirit baby. Continue the chant for at least 5 minutes. Most people will feel a warm glow throughout their body when they connect with their spirit baby. If you are more visually oriented, you may see glowing ovals of different colored lights. Doing this chant regularly creates a stable energetic bridge between yourself and your spirit baby. This chant is most effective when it is done at the same time each day. You can do this chant up to 3 times a day. Chapter 3. Where do babies come from? A bond through time and space. The bond between parent and child is often explained in biological terms. Parents invest their physical energy and resources to conceive and raise a child. The parents' love and attachment arises from their biological programming to protect their investment and perpetuate the species. However, I believe this bond is not only biological but spiritual. As a clairvoyant, when I see a mother or father holding their infant child, I see not only an extension of their present day family, but a shared past life history that has bound parent and child together for hundreds, if not thousands of years. This past life history represents, I believe, the parents and child's commitment to a shared spiritual pathway of learning and ultimately enlightenment. While the bond between parent and child can represent a new beginning and a new commitment to share their spiritual pathway together, I have found the majority of parent-child relationships to have a past life basis. The history begins when the future parent and child share a lifetime or experience an event that leaves a strong emotional impression on each of them. Each spirit carries this impression and it draws them together lifetime after lifetime as they explore and try to understand the meaning of their common experience. While many times tragic and life-altering events are the source of these impressions, I'm always touched and amazed how the history between parent and child can begin with a single act of kindness or recognition. I was reminded of the power of kindness a few months ago when I attended a dinner at the home of two longtime friends and clients, Karen and Sean. I watched their 4-month-old son Charlie balance himself on one foot and he stood on the palm of his father's hand. I was struck not only by the baby's unusual physical strength and sense of balance, but by the strong bond of trust between father and son. The child's energy cord with his father showed no trace of apprehension or fear, just a deep, abiding trust that no harm could possibly come to him as long as his father was there. I smiled as I watched them. Now, if you are familiar with the influence of past lives, you might speculate that father and son had spent many lifetimes together to create so strong a bond. This trusting bond, however, was not the product of many past life encounters, but as Charlie revealed to me before he was born, came from a single incident some 800 years ago. I first met Charlie when Karen and Sean were planning to get pregnant. Karen had asked me about any past life connection that she and Sean had to their future child. The spirit baby that appeared in Karen's aura was very happy to be with her, but he had been attracted to the couple through his relationship with Sean. When I contacted Charlie, he began to show me a series of pictures describing his first meeting with Sean. In that lifetime, Charlie lived in a small village and Sean was the village leader. Sean was known throughout the village for his generosity and was widely respected for his advice. Charlie was very much in awe of Sean, and there were many pictures of him sitting at the edge of a crowd listening to everything Sean said. Charlie's family was very poor, and he often went hungry. The most important image that Charlie showed me was of Sean reaching down, patting Charlie on the head, and handing him a small coin. Charlie's energy and expression in this image simply glowed. It was as if a celebrity had noticed him and given him something precious. The simple act of kindness was the foundation of their relationship and was what drew Charlie to Sean in this lifetime. I believe such acts of kindness are so effective because they represent a recognition of our needs. We feel that we are seen and acknowledged. In that moment of kindness, we do not feel alone. Like Charlie, we remember the feeling of connection and are drawn to repeat the experience. Whenever we are feeling connected, we are experiencing one aspect of divine consciousness. Whether the history of parent and child begins in tragedy or kindness, our impulse is the same, to re experience that connection. After a tragedy, we experience a separation and emptiness, and we yearn to reconnect. Many parent child connections are born from this desire to regain the unity that was lost. On a divine consciousness level, we always feel whole and connected. On a basic human level, we yearn to experience this sense of connection and unity. We generally seek this experience through our relationships with others. We can feel a loss of this unity through tragedy as well as through the emptiness that comes when an otherwise lonely life experiences one act of kindness. After an act of kindness, our needs are met momentarily, but then life goes on. New needs arise, and with them a sense of emptiness. Our feeling of unity and connection fades, and the impulse arises to seek that unity again. This desire to re experience this unity is the basic force that draws parent and child together. This force is known as karma. Many think of karma as a simple system where good acts are rewarded and bad ones punished. But in reality, it is much more than that. Karma is the force that brings us together lifetime after lifetime to recreate, explore, and expand on this feeling of connection. The karmic forces that draw parent and child together represent their commitment to explore the divine aspect of life. The bond between parent and child extends beyond this lifetime. It is not limited by time or space. The force that draws a parent and child together is karma, the effects of our past actions. Karma bridges the gap between lifetimes. It is the force that connects us to those who will help us fulfill our individual destiny. Parents and children are drawn together for a variety of karmic reasons. I have found that the karma between a parent and child falls into 4 basic categories. Comfort zone. The parent-child bond is often based on familiarity and comfort. I have seen numerous incidents where parent and child reprise the same relationship lifetime after lifetime. One always takes the role of a parent, while the other takes the role of a child. The individuals in these pairings like the security of knowing what to expect from each other. As adults, parents and children with this type of bond often appear to be best friends. Sometimes individuals in this relationship are very attached to tradition and have difficulty with change. Unfinished business. When a relationship is interrupted in any lifetime, past or present, the individuals involved are drawn back together to complete the relationship. I have observed many incidents where siblings, parents, and friends have been separated by life circumstances and have chosen in their next lifetime to continue their relationship through a parent child bond. Parents and children who share this bond often feel a real sense of completion when they are reunited. However, individuals in this category of relationship can also have issues to work out involving abandonment, self confidence, and intimacy. Repaying a debt. Many individuals are drawn together because they want to repay a debt of kindness extended to them in another lifetime. When the child is the one repaying the debt, parents in these relationships often experience their child as a teacher or healer. These children greatly impact the direction and purpose of their parents' lives. One of the challenges of this kind of relationship is that the child can often find it difficult to leave the parent and strike out on his or her own, creating a new destiny. When spirit babies need to take new direction in life, they are drawn to a parent who has the talent and experience to support their exploration. These spirit babies often have very specific needs. For example, they may want the opportunity for a higher education or training in the arts and will be drawn to parents with the ability to provide these experiences. Parents and children with this bond often share mutual interests. One of the challenges of that, the parent can often put too much pressure on a child to succeed. I always admire the unconditional love that parents have for their children. Parents welcoming a baby into their lives take on the karmic needs of the child. They commit themselves through an energy form known as the conception contract to provide the child with the means necessary to fulfill their individual destiny. In a very real sense, they take responsibility for the karma of their child. These categories represent a general overview of the karmic reasons parents and children choose one another. Because of the diversity of past life experience, spirit babies seldom fit neatly into one category. It is very common for a spirit baby to be karmically drawn to one parent for comfort and the other for new experiences. However, as you will see in the following stories, the fundamental karmic link between parent and spirit baby usually falls within these categories. In a majority of cases, the parent-child bond originates in a past life connection. The spirit baby and prospective parent have a shared history that they are trying to continue or complete in this lifetime. Many times, unfinished business from another lifetime binds them together emotionally, spiritually, and physically in the present time. Recurring dreams. Hiri was worried sick. She and her husband were planning to have their first child. Hiri was terrified by the idea of becoming a mother. Surprised by the depth of her fear, she came to me looking for clarity and spiritual perspective. Often, when my clients have what they consider an irrational fear, I begin by looking at their past life history. Each person carries in their aura vignettes of past life experiences that have been important elements in shaping their destiny. Reading a person's past life is a lot like flipping through the pages of a scrapbook. In Hiri's past life scrapbook, the dominant image was of her lying in a sickbed holding a child. As I focused on this image, the picture came to life. 3 people entered the room and snatched the baby from the sick woman's arms. As they took the baby away, the woman pleaded with them to come back. Then an image of an old woman appeared, replacing the woman in the sickbed. I could tell it was the same woman later in life. She was staring at the doorway as if transfixed on the last place she had seen her baby. As the vignette faded away, I heard a voice say, I was that child. In place of the past life image was the energy of a spirit baby. They took me away from Hede because she was sick. She is afraid that someone will take me away again. Tell her we will not be separated this time. When the voice finished speaking, there was the smiling face of a young boy inside the oval form of the spirit baby. When I relayed this information to Hede, she began to cry and quickly excused herself from the room. A few minutes later, she came in and sat back down. I have had a recurring dream for many years that I have a baby and someone comes and takes it away from me. I always have the dream right before I start something new, and I usually get sick after I have the dream, said Hede. I told Hede that I believed she was reliving her past life experience in her dream and that the appearance of the spirit baby meant it was time to complete the relationship that had been interrupted in that lifetime. So, when I have this baby, I will stop having these nightmares? Asked Hede. I think you can stop having these dreams right now if you can connect with the healing love of the spirit baby. I believe that if you feel his presence, it will replace the sense of loss you have from your past life. I gave Hede some basic meditations to strengthen the bond between her and the spirit baby. I believe that if you feel his presence, it will replace the sense of loss you have from your past life. I gave Hede some basic meditations to strengthen the bond between her and the spirit baby. I explained that it was best to do the meditations every night before she went to bed. A couple of months later, Hede called and told me that she had just started a new job and the nightmares were gone. She had been practicing the meditations faithfully and had strongly felt the loving presence of her spirit baby. She was now looking forward to becoming pregnant. Hire's spirit baby took on a healing role in her life. This is not an uncommon practice for spirit babies. I have often found that because of their karmic connection to their parent, spirit babies can play a key role in resolving issues from past lives. For many people, religion is an important part of their past life history. Memories of religious devotion, comfort, and persecution are often defining elements of our past life experience and can shape our spiritual practice in the present time. It is not surprising, then, that religious belief is often part of the past life bond between parent and child. Reading together. Amber's mother, Dorothy, was a client of mine. She was devoted to her meditation practice and often attended my workshops and services. Dorothy was concerned that Amber seemed lost and without direction in her life. She arranged for Amber to have a reading with me to see if I could help. Amber was somewhat nervous as I began talking to her about her aura and chakras. When I turned my attention to the spirit baby that was glowing strongly in her aura, she became intensely interested. I told her that when a spirit baby appears that brightly in a person's aura, it usually means that the time of conception is very close. I asked if she would like me to look at the past life connection between her and this spirit. With Amber's permission, I began to make a telepathic connection to the spirit baby. My attempts to communicate were only met with silence. Finally, the energy inside the spirit baby oval began to transform itself into the image of a young woman with a child sitting at her feet. The woman was reading the Bible aloud while the young girl sat in rapt attention. There was a great feeling of peace and tranquility in this domestic scene. After a few moments, the woman closed the Bible, revealing a large gold cross on its cover. The little girl turned her head toward me and said, I want to study the Bible again with mommy. The image then faded from my sight. When I told Amber the story, she was ecstatic. She told me that she had secretly been attending Bible study classes with her boyfriend. She had decided to become a member of his church before they married. They wanted to marry soon because they both dreamed of starting a family together. She had been afraid to tell her mother about the new direction her life was taking because she didn't think Dorothy would approve. I really believe that God sent me to you to let me know I'm on the right path. Thank you, Amber said as our session ended. Several months later, Dorothy came up to me after one of my workshops and thanked me for my work with her daughter. She came home after the reading and shared the information with me. I thought it was funny that she thought I wouldn't approve. All I want is for my daughter to be happy. Whether a mother or father carries the spirit baby into the relationship is also the result of karma. You can often tell which partner has a karmic link to the spirit baby by noting which one provides the major impetus to have a child. Men, as often as women, bring spirit babies into the marriage, as illustrated by the next story. I want to be a Buddhist. Bob was in his early 50s and had just married for the second time. For the first time in his life, he had felt the desire to have a child and he wanted my perspective. As I searched Bob's aura for the presence of spirit babies, I suddenly felt myself being drawn down a dark tunnel of energy. When I reached the end of the tunnel, I was in a candlelit room surrounded by chanting Tibetan monks. I could hear the low pitched growl of horns and the high, insistent ringing of Tibetan bells in the background. As the chanting ended and the monks began to disperse, I found myself following an older monk who was attended by a young boy. I followed them to a room where the young boy arranged a platform into a meditation space for the older man. The older monk placed the palm of his hand on the young boy's forehead and then sat down and went into a meditative state. I could see a blue, spirit like form rise out of the old man and disappear. He was dead. The young boy began to cry. I immediately felt myself being drawn out of the scene and back into the present time. As I looked at Bob's aura, I could see the oval of a spirit baby containing the saffron robed image of the young boy. I asked if he was a boy in that Tibetan lifetime and if Bob was the older monk. The image of the boy nodded affirmatively. I then asked if he was here to be Bob's future child. The spirit baby nodded again and said, I've been waiting to be with him. I did not like his first wife. I want to be a Buddhist. I told Bob there was a spirit baby in his aura and recounted my experiences to him. When I told him about the spirit baby's message, he let out a big laugh. My first wife particularly disliked Buddhism and anything to do with meditation. But the woman I am married to now is a very devout Buddhist. I explained to Bob that his current wife's religious beliefs had created the proper karmic atmosphere for the conception of this child. This was why it had taken him so long to realize he wanted a child. I asked him if he was familiar with Buddhism in this lifetime, and he said no. I recommended that he begin learning about the basics of Buddhism as a way of connecting with his future child. It's no secret that children often stimulate their parents to re examine or renew their religious beliefs. I believe that in many cases, this is a past life agreement between parent and child to remind parents of their spiritual heritage. While some spirit babies have a past life connection with only one of their parents, others have a past life connection with both. It is the combined energy of the partnership that stimulates the spirit baby's past life memories and draws the spirit into this lifetime. In the next story, a couple's past life kindness to a young child helps a spirit baby take a new direction in this lifetime. Okay, masters, we'll stop here. Thank you.